Good evening, dear ones. Here I am again with the last thing that we have got to discuss from the textbook, Multiple Modernities, Readings on Kerala. That is, the question and answers from the last chapter, The Voice, written by Suresh Menon. Take page number 116, page number 116. There you can see the comprehension question. So we will begin with the first question. The first question is, who or what does the voice refer to? The answer is, the voice refers to the legendary Malayalam playback singer K.J. Yesudas. The chapter, The Voice, shares how his dreams kept his spirit high during his years of adversity. Now the second question is, what did S.P. Balasubramaniam say about his experience of performing with Yesudas? The answer is, S.P. Balasubramaniam thought that performing with Yesudas was a privilege. They built an unbreakable friendship after that. Moving on to the third question, that is, what is the lesson that Yesudas shares with his children? Answer. Yesudas tells his children of his past struggles. He tells them the need to have their feet firmly on the ground always. Now the fourth question is, who was Yesudas' first guru? The answer is, Yesudas' first guru was his own father, Augustine Joseph. He was a popular singer and a stage actor. Moving on to the fifth question, that is, what does Yesudas say when asked about his singing technique? The answer is, when asked about his singing technique, Yesudas says that he doesn't analyze his singing. He says that when he sings, he just gets carried away by the moment. Now the sixth question is, Yesudas nearly had to drop out of music college. Why? The answer is, Yesudas nearly had to drop out of music college because he didn't have the money to pay his fees. After his father's acting career fell on bad days, they had to suffer a lot. Now the seventh question, how did Yesudas get the opportunity to sing in film director K.S. Antony's movie, that is, Kalparugal? Answer. K.S. Antony wanted to use Yesudas' friend Vaikam Chandran's voice for his movie Kalparugal, where Vaikam Chandran suggested Yesudas' name. Now the eighth question is, what was the event that made the Carnatic musicians community accept Yesudas into their fold? Answer. Once Chempai Vaidyanatha Bhagavata placed a ponnada or shawl on Yesudas at a concert. It was then that Carnatic musicians community started to accept him. Moving on to the ninth question, that is, what is the cricket-related comparison that the author uses to describe Yesudas' two contrasting concert styles? Answer. Yesudas is a popular singer and a serious Carnatic musician. It is as if he is a leading player in both one-day cricket and the test cricket. Now the 10th question, that is, the author notes two important contributions made by Yesudas to the classical and popular music. What are they? Answer. Yesudas raised the tenor of popular music by using classical techniques. On the other hand, he made the classical music accessible by using popular techniques. Moving on to the 11th question, that is, why does Yesudas avoid recording movie songs during the December-January period? Answer. December and January are the months of musical festivals in Chennai. He's not that much excited about some of the modern songs, so to avoid losing his temper, he avoids recording movie songs during the December-January period. Now the last question, that is the 12th question, that is, what analogy does Yeshudas use to describe his achievements? Answer. Yeshudas compares himself to a child playing with pebbles on the sand. He feels that he sits on the shore with the vast ocean of music in front of him. Next, we will move on to the essay questions. As I usually do, I have included 4 paragraph questions within the essay, and the remaining paragraph questions from the textbook will be discussed after we discuss the essay. So, not the idea. The second paragraph of the essay is the answer of paragraph question number 1 from the textbook. The third paragraph of the essay is the answer paragraph questions 5 and 6 from the textbook. The fourth paragraph of the essay is the answer of paragraph question number 2 from the textbook. Now let's discuss the essay questions. Number 1, first question is, why are the songs sung by Yeshudas appealing to all Malayalis, old and young alike? Bring out the difference between how Yeshudas and the author perceive this universal popularity. The second question is, it is argued in The Voice that Yeshudas faced religious barriers in the early days of his career. In this context, critically comment on the situation that existed in the field of Carnatic music in the 1960s. The third question is, describe the trials and tribulations that Yeshudas had to undergo as a part of his career in music. How are these trials and tribulations connected to the social cultural context in Kerala? Now the first paragraph of the essay. Music is a moral law. It gives soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to imagination. In Suresh Menon's article, The Voice, he writes about the life of the brilliant singer K.J. Yeshudas. With his life, Yeshudas proved that music is the greatest communication in the world. As a part of his career in music, Yeshudas had to undergo so many trials and tribulations. He faced every taunt with a smile and proved that if there is something to be changed in this world, then it can only happen through music. Now we will move to the second paragraph of the essay. The second paragraph of the essay is the answer of paragraph question number 1 from the textbook. Paragraph question number 1 is, explain how Malayalis make Yeshudas a part and parcel of their life. The answer is, India as a democratic nation has people having different religion, cultures, languages and other demarcations. Malayalis who have nothing else in common has but someone to share in common, K.J. Yeshudas. In Suresh Menon's article, The Voice, he observes the various ways in which Yeshudas has become synonymous with the Malayali sensibilities. When a CEO mocks his secretary with a song, it will be a song by Yeshudas. Yeshudas is a common currency. Malayali Samajams around the world run to arrange a Yeshudas concert. They measure the efficiency by the number of times they are able to get him for a concert. Malayalis can't agree on anything in common except Yeshudas. He is part of the collective consciousness of the people. When a Malayali tries to charm a girl, he might be using a song sung by Yeshudas. They can remember the first rejection whenever they hear some other songs of Yeshudas. When they hear his songs, they will be filled with past memories. Their eyes cloud over when they hear him sing of mothers or sisters. Since Yeshudas has sung more than 40,000 songs, there will be one suitable song for every situation. Like sunshine, his music is a powerful force that can instantly change our entire mood. Now we will move on to the third paragraph of the essay. As I said before, the third paragraph of the essay is the answer of paragraph question number 5 and 6 from the textbook. Paragraph question number 5 is, describe Yeshudas' early days at Madras. Paragraph question number 6 is, that is, describe the irony perceived by Yeshudas regarding his interactions with the singer Semmanguri Srinivasa Iyer. The answer is, human progress is not automatic. Every step towards the goal in life requires sacrifice, suffering, and struggle. In Suresh Menon's article, The Voice, he describes the difficult time K.J. Yesudas had to spend in Madras before making a name for himself. Here, Yesudas also remembers his days spent in the house of Semmanguri Srinivasa Iyer. From Kerala, Yesudas came to Madras to try his luck in playback singing. It was his friend, a taxi driver, who gave him a lift to the railway station. This friend also lent him a few rupees. The writer Suresh Menon says, in Madras, he often drank tap water to fill his stomach. When tap water didn't help to stop his hunger, he had to tighten his mundu. Semmanguri Srinivasa Iyer allowed him to stay in his car shed. Yeshudas repaid the kindness by cleaning the car every day. He was but not permitted to enter the house of such a great Carnatic musician. He was not provided with any food items the great singer and his family used to eat. Years later, when Yeshudas became a star, he used to visit the house of Semmanguri. But unlike the previous days, he was received with all the respect. He was fed and fettered very well. He was given a choice of drinks, tea, coffee, horlicks. Self-belief and hard work earned him the respect he received. He dedicated everything to his passion in life, and that gave him everything he deserved in life. Next, we will move on to the fourth paragraph of the essay. The fourth paragraph of the essay is the answer of paragraph question number 2 from the textbook. Paragraph question number 2 is, according to the author, what are Yeshudas' contributions towards building a secular atmosphere in Kerala? The answer is, a person with a secular mentality feels himself to be the center of the universe. The legendary singer K.J. Yesudas is the best example of this. With his life, he proved that in a secular state such as Kerala, art should replace religion. In Suresh Menon's article, The Voice, he points out Yeshudas' contributions towards building a secular atmosphere in Kerala. Secularism is an ideology which provides people with the right to follow any religion or not to follow any religion. Yeshudas' attempts at breaking religious barriers have made it possible for Kerala to move towards true secularism. Born a Christian, he is but strongly identified with Sabarimala and Lord Ayyappa. It is with his song Harivarajanam that the temple doors of Sabarimala close every day after the pujas. He is denied entry to the holiest Krishna temple in Kerala. It is ironic that this Christian has sung the song One Caste, One Religion, One God to Human Beings. His Christianity made him unacceptable among Brahmins who dominated Carnatic music. He considers the words of Sri Narayana Guru as his life's creed. Advaita Vedanta found a modern evangelist through Yeshudas. Once, Champai Vaidyanagara Bhagavata placed a ponnada or shawl on Yeshudas at a concert. It was then that the Carnatic musicians community started to accept him. Now we will move on to the last paragraph of the essay. The concluding paragraph is, people with nothing to declare carry the most. Simplicity in character, manners and style is what Yeshudas is. He never declares himself as a man of success. He rather tries to become a man of values. He did what he believed in and he could always stand as a beacon light to the whole society. He never let fame or money travel to his head. With his ideal life, he proved to us that nothing great comes easy and nothing easy can ever equate to greatness. Next, we will move on to the remaining paragraph questions. The next paragraph question is, present two instances from the chapter The Voice that highlight Yeshuda's humility. Answer. Humility or being humble is the defining characteristics of an unpretentious and modest person. The singer K.J. Yeshudas is an embodiment of humility. In the chapter The Voice, there are many instances which display Yeshudas' humility. One such instance is where Yeshudas speaks about the power of music. Music brings people together, and if mind does, then that is the power of music. I am merely an instrument of a higher power. Yeshudas is aware of his power, yet he carries it very lightly. His true humility comes out from his intelligent self-respect. It keeps him from thinking too highly or too manly of himself. He is humbled by the thought of being so many things to so many people. His humility springs from a deep sense of understanding. This understanding tells him that he is not just the gifted one, but the chosen one. He says that God chose him and he is grateful for that. What lesson he loves to pass to his children is the lesson of humility. He tells them of his past life and struggles. He tells them the need to have their feet firmly on the ground always. In Yeshudas' book of virtues, level-headedness is high on the list. The virtue of humility helped him develop his inner balance. It helped him stay grounded in truth at all times. If there is such a thing as a state treasure in Kerala, it is Yeshudas. For us, it would be a terrible burden to carry, but for Yeshudas, it never is. He thanks the people and God for all his achievements and allows to stay rooted on the ground. Now we will move on to the next paragraph question. That is, what helped the Yeshudas breathe life into philosophical songs such as those penned down by Valar? The answer is, life never ceases to inspire us. At every point, we will have something new to learn from life. At every stage of his life, Yeshudas concentrated in learning something new. Through his songs, every emotion finds its perfection acquired from the lessons of life, be it a song of Valar or others. In Suresh Menon's article, The Voice, he describes the hardships Yeshudas had to face. Yeshudas was born into a Christian family and his father was a singer and stage actor. When his father's acting career fell on bad days, they had to suffer a lot. Since he has experienced the hardships in life, Yeshudas' songs are filled with the real emotions of life. He sees a life lived hard. Yeshudas' method singing brings to the surface emotions from his past life. It is not something that comes as a result of his prolonged contemplation. Since he has been taught, he has been through all the hardships and tribulations of life. He has blended in his blood the realities of life. When asked about his method of singing, he says, I don't analyze my singing. He never broods over the emotions to be charmed in a song when he sings it. He has gone through life and has seen the ups and downs of fortunes. This makes him complete and composed, and that reflects in his singing. With this understanding, he sang the famous philosophical songs penned by Vala Ramavarma. This includes one of the most famous songs, Manushan Madangale Srishtichu. Next, we will move into the last paragraph question, that is, what is the current situation prevailing in musical sabhas? And in this context, give an example of how Yesudas managed an interruption during his performance. The answer is, the history and evolution of musical sabhas from the days of the Samaveda is a long one. The traditional musical sabhas, usually run by members, provide musicians performing spaces and discerning listeners. But today, musical sabhas have undergone through a radical departure from a tried and tested way of doing things. In Suresh Menon's article, The Voice, K.J. Yesudas describes the plight of the present-day musical sabhas. In recent years, the sabhas are rotten by the influence of money. Though the spaces of musical sabhas still retain an all-world charm, things around it have changed very much. The sponsors give passes to the near and dear ones who have no taste for music. This results in much noise off stage. Often the children run about in the auditorium. Such incidents disturb the performers on stage. Yesudas had to face so many such experiences. During one show, Yesudas was forced to chide such children who disturbed the singing with their play. He had to hit a high note before chiding these children, and so he kept the note without finishing it. After chiding the children and the parents, he went back to the musical note he had left off and continued. It was through the music academy in Tripunetura that Yesudas came to the world of Carnatic music. Yesudas is very hopeful about the future of musical sabhas. He says that musical sabhas won't melt away, and the great songs composed by Tyagaraja and Dikshitar will live through years. Now we have finished discussing all the question and answers from the chapter The Voice, written by Suresh Menon. With this comes an end to our discussion of the chapters from readings on Kerala. And in the next class, what I'm going to do is I will discuss the question papers. The previous question paper and also the model question paper provided by the university, and also some of the possible questions that may come in the next exam that you're going to write. So that's all for today, and in the next class we will meet again with the discussion of the question paper.